will be working on graphing when we make a negative operation, either multiplication or division. So just as a review, two quick review items. When we're graphing on a number line, a open circle means less than, or it can mean greater than. Whereas a shaded circle means less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Shaded includes it, so you fill that circle up. This symbol includes, so you fill that circle up. This symbol does not include, so you leave it open. That's a piece of a review for you. And the second piece of a review is that anytime we divide by a negative number, we must flip the equality sign. So when we divide by -6, we flip it, and x is now less than -1. That's two pieces of material that you should be familiar with coming into this one. So if you're familiar with that, and one final thing, one final key, when you see something like, let me go ahead and put the first example we're going to do up. Example 1, we're going to do, let's do -2x is greater than 6. Okay, when you see that equation, there's a key that you must always take first, and that is to solve first. Solve first. So that's the first step. Solve first. That is always the first step. It's going to get real confusing if you try to graph first. Solve first and then graph. So let's go ahead and work through this example. I'm going to let pink, no, yeah, we'll let pink be our graphing color. So when we divide, this is a one-step inequality, so we divide both sides by -2, and we find that x, we flip the sign, is less than -3. So we graph that equation. X is every number that's less than -3. It's an open circle, and every number less than 3. -3. Every number less than -3. Okay? Let's change that up. Since this is the green, let's let green serve that purpose. Open circle, x is everything less than -3. Let's work another example. We're going to do -3x plus 4, and we'll say is less than or equal to 10. And let's just make that a little bit smaller, 10. Okay. So now that we've set that up, our first step is to solve it. As we've learned, we subtract 4 from both sides, and we get 6 is greater than or equal to -3x. -3x. We divide both sides by -3, -3. Dividing both sides by -3, and we find that we must flip the inequality sign. And now x is greater than or equal to -2. Greater than or equal to -2. We circle, open circle, so filled circle is equal to. So -2 is filling that circle up. And it stretches on for, let me not, I don't want to confuse you. It stretches on and on and on. It goes way past 8 into infinity. All right, so you're seeing there's a process there. So let's do example 3. This one is going to be 5 minus x is greater than 2. Okay, so how do we approach this one? Well, we're going to solve first. -5 from both sides. And what's different about this one is that you have a 5 minus x. Looks a little different than what you're used to, I'm sure. So let's subtract 5 from both sides. And we find that -x is greater than -3. Okay, we have -x. Well, -x could be re-expressed as -1x. These are equivalent. So let's write that up here. So -1x is equivalent to -x. So we still have a negative term or a negative number with our variable. So we need to address that. And the way we address that is to divide by -1 on both sides. Then we'll find that x is, what do we need to do? We need to flip the equality sign. Is less than 3. X is less than 3. All right, and then finally we graph that. This is an open circle. And let's try to shoot this line right under everything. That's x is less than 3. Okay. So that's pretty much the video. I'm going to go ahead and set up some practice problems for you, and I'll set it up in the same board here. So let's erase and then practice. So here's a practice set of problems, and each color represents a different problem. Go ahead and solve and graph these inequalities. Okay, now I'm going to follow up behind you so you can see it, kind of check your answers and make sure they're correct. Right, so we divide both sides by -1. We get x is, as x, and we flip the equality sign. X is less than -4. So x is less than, we do not shade the circle. A little bit off there. So, oh, okay, there we go. We drop a line, stretching on to infinity. Now we got a 2-step here. We subtract 6 from both sides. We find -2x is less than or equal to 4. We divide both sides by -2. We find that x, we flip the inequality sign, is greater than or equal to -2. Greater than or equal to -2. I made a mistake on the first one. This one stretches towards the negative side. X is less than -4. That's a mistake that can be made. You have to be very careful about making sure you stretch in the right way when graphing these. Now we find that x is greater than or equal to -2. We can pop it right there. The circle is shaded because it's equal to, greater than or equal to. And then we stretch a line in this direction towards positive infinity. Now let's go to the next one. We're going to start out by subtracting 3 from both sides. We find that -x is less than 2, less than 2. We divide both sides by -1. We're going to flip our inequality sign. We find that x is greater than -2. Okay, so this one again, greater than -2, but we don't shade it. It's not greater than or equal to, it's just greater than. So I make a line and it stretches on. And one more to go. Right, this is a one step. We're going to divide both sides by -4. We're going to flip that inequality sign. And we're going to find that x is less than or equal to -2. Less than or equal to. All right, so this demonstrates a point here. Less than or equal to, that means it's shaded. And now it stretches on in this direction towards -infinity. So that's 4 practice problems for you. Take your time with these. Some of the common mistakes people make is, as you've seen I made, is graphing it in the wrong direction. And sometimes missing, I got close to missing a flip here or there. So find a process where when you divide or multiply by negative, you always flip it. And see you in the next one.